Hello, Matricia. Welcome back to another game update video. And in this video, I'm gonna take you on a tour of my backlog and all the games that I was able to complete. So roll the credits on, because that's what I mean when I say complete on these games. And let me tell you, it is more than I expected. So maybe one of the games I did not per se, well, two of the games I did not per se roll credits on, but they are basically done because I have achieved everything that you can achieve in that game, or that I wanted to achieve in that game. Let me first start off with those games, even though those games were not the first ones that I completed in February. So one of the first ones that I completed in February is Hatsune Miku Fitness Boxing. And you're thinking, wait a minute, how can an exercise game be something that you have completed? Well, what do I mean with completed? With completed, I mean, specifically in these types of games, is that I have collected all the songs, I have unlocked all the punches and kicks and jabs and whatever there is, and I was able to get all the outfits, all the trainers, and yes, we are there. We unlocked everything. It took quite some time to unlock everything. And yeah, what did I think of Hatsune Miku Fitness Boxing? Well, I like the songs on it. That's actually one of the plus things when it comes to this version. The songs are a bit more, you know, up tempo, considering, you know, I also played the other fitness boxing ones. And also considering I played, for example, the fitness boxing Fist of the North Star. Even though I like the songs, there were not a lot of songs on that one. There are a lot of songs on this one. And there are a lot of uplifting songs on this one. So I did manage to get a good workout from this game. Yes, I don't always do the correct moves, but you know what? You live and you learn, right? Because sometimes I'm like, yeah, this doesn't go very well. Yeah, did I enjoy playing it? Yes, I most definitely enjoyed playing it. It took me around, let me check, because I record everything, right? It took me 70 hours to get everything. Yes, so I played it for 70 hours, which is not that much, considering, you know? Well, it is, maybe. Is it? Or is it not? But yeah, so we have Hatsune Miku Fitness Boxing. There we go. The cartridge is not in there because it's still in the my other container. But yeah, we completed this one, and yeah, what can I say? I recommend getting it. If you are into the whole fitness boxing lineup, get the Hatsune Miku one. I know it's still quite expensive, but sometimes it goes on sale. Definitely worth the pickup. Then another game, which, let me be honest, right? So if I would have bought the online version on the eShop, then, you know, like, I would have completed the game, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm just gonna say I completed one of the games. So this is the, oh my god, I need to grab that name, right? Because it's just such a long name. Okay, so the name is, yeah, you want those games, right? So here you go. Let's see you, oh my god. Let's see you play them. Let's see you clear them. So yeah, remember all those mobile games, those ads that you're watching while you're waiting for your other game that you want to play, or for waiting for your coins to be deposited, right? Remember those ads? Yeah, those mobile ads, those games are on here. So this is part 1 and part 2. And I have completed part 1. So I'm still not completed part 2. So hopefully in March I will complete part 2. But the first game, I completed all the stages. And yeah, it is funny, but let me tell you, the cut the rope or remove the thingies, after 50 levels you're done with it, right? And then you need to complete another 50 to get all 100 levels. Yeah, that was not, let's just say that was not a fun exercise to do, but I just wanted to get everything cleared. It's, yeah, okay. Let me be honest, that's why I haven't completed part 2 yet. I did start game 2 which also has like 4 or 5 mini games on it with hundreds and hundreds of levels. But I was kind of fed up with it, so I put it on the back burner, trying to complete game number 2. But game number 1, I did manage to complete. Yes, and I don't know how long did it take me. It took me only 3.5 hours. But the thing is, I only play this for like 15 minutes, and then I'm done with it. So playing it for 3.5 hours, it's quite long. So yeah, so I completed part 1 of, yeah, so you want those games. Now let me see you clear them. My gosh, I'm never gonna mention that name again. Oh wait, I am, because I need to complete part 2. Okay, then we're going back to, let me, I have my notes here in front of me, right? So let me go back to the first game that I actually beat in February. Yes, I played it all through January, but I officially beat it on the 1st of February. So that's why it's in my February games I completed in February video and not in January, even though I played it almost completely. Now, let's be honest. The last 3 hours I played in February. The other hours I played them in in January. So this game took me around 15 hours to complete, and it's called it has a very long name, right? So it's called the Hokkaido serial murder case, the Okhotsk disappearance, memories in ice, tearful figurine. Yes. It's a long name, right? I'll insert the name here also so that you can look it up. So this is a Japanese copy, so it only came out in Japan, and it has English on the cartridge. And the funny thing is, this is a remake of a game from 1983, if I'm not mistaken. A game from 1983. And it has been completely remastered. The fun thing is, I bought the special set and I did an unboxing of the special set. So this is a remaster of a game which was released back in the 80s. And the timeline also is from back in the 80s. So the case plays in 1987. And you go through that complete story. And then the fun part is that on this game, they also have a continuation of that story, which is set in 2024, which was, of course, the release date of this game. And it's very funny to see the whole cast, or majority of the cast, almost 40 years later, and what has become of them, and how the case back in the 80s, how that still relates to a current case going on. And I do not want to spoil anything in this video, but it is very interesting to see things happening. And one of the things which I am very sad about is that the main character, the main character, like, almost everybody gets a happy end and gets to be married, except for your character, which is so sad, right? So the detective that you play back in the 80s, right? You are retired in 2024, but you are picked back up again by a particular person, which I'm not gonna spoil who that person is, to help solve another case, which was related to the 87 case. And it is very much fun. I really like this game. It's a puzzle game. It's a visual novel puzzle game, where you investigate, like certain things. It can be frustrating also, this game. I'll be honest, right? You need to sometimes do certain stuff at a certain point in time, at a certain thing where you have been already 100 times, but that will only happen if you go from this place to that place to that place, and then an event triggers, and then you can continue on with the story. So that was it really gave me back a reminder of games that I played back in the 80s, where I guess we had more time, right, to play frustrating games. because I did get a couple of times frustrated. The story was very good, so that's why I just kept on continuing. But the gameplay mechanics, it's kind of... The one good thing is you can play poker in it, right? So, and if you win at poker, you get a hint. But not always. And you can only play poker at certain points at certain places, right? Not everywhere you can play poker. Because sometimes you're in a place and you're like, where do I need to go, right? And then it's like, okay, let's play poker for a hint. And then you cannot play poker. Then you need to move to another location and there you can play poker. And then you can get a hint. And okay, the hints are good. But sometimes they just don't give you a hint, right? It's just like, oh yeah, you won and good luck. And you're like, where's my hint? I need to know what I need to do. So yeah, it's good that that poker is in there to help you along the line. But it was sometimes quite difficult to figure out where I needed to go or who I needed to interact with, even though I had interacted with that person already 100 million times. Then I needed to do something and then come back, and then suddenly they were interested in me. Or also which item I needed to show them. I would show them, you know, like the pictures or the items, and they would just give me nothing. And then suddenly when I showed it, I don't know, for the 100th time, and because I was desperate, I was like, you know what, I'll just show it for the 100th time. Then suddenly they're like, oh, now I recognize them. I'm like, really? Really? I've been running around for 30 minutes, not figuring out how I should continue. And then after 30 minutes, you finally decide, oh, now I recognize this picture. Yes, you need to go there. And then you know, like the story moves along again, and then you get stuck again. So would I recommend this game? If you're into visual novels, if you're into detective series, I definitely recommend them. There is also a version on this game, which is the original one. So the original game of 87. However, that is completely in Japanese. So they have not translated that. So yeah, you can play it, right? It's there, but it's not, you cannot read it. And you need the text, okay? You need to read very carefully what they say. The text is so important in this game. So yeah, if you are playing the other game, so the old version of the game, the pixelated game, yeah, if you're not very proficient in Japanese, then don't play it. So yeah, I really recommend this one. It's, for me, it's a 9 out of 10. Okay, so and why is it not a 10 out of 10? Because it still had some frustrations in it. And because not always I got hints when playing poker. And I'm keeping you accountable for that game. Because, again, I did have some frustrations. But then again, I think it's good to have frustrations. That's why I'm giving it a 9 and not an 8, right? I have frustrations, but that actually also made this game more memorable for me. Because I had frustrations in it. And because I just wanted to continue it. So yeah, let me also show you the inside. I think I showed it also in the other video, but look! She's one of the ladies back in the 78 game. So yeah, I love what they did with this game, and also, you know, like continued the story set in 2020. So after, of course, some heavy lifting, right, I thought I'll play some, well, I started 2 games. But I thought I'll play an easy game, right, which doesn't have a long runtime. And I just wanted to get this game, right? I just recently got this game and I was like, you know what? I bought it. I paid for it. Now I'm going to play it also very soon. Which is called a Panty Party. Yes, it's underpants fun. No, really, you play as underpants, okay? You play as this girl. But she turns into underpants. It's not like you see her in her underpants. No. You are literally playing underpants. This game is so bad. That's the only thing I can say. The dialogue, the story mode is bad. It's horrible. It's even mobile game, more than mobile game horrible. It's horrible. the story, it's non-existing, right? So this pants comes along, and it's like there's this evil pantsu, and we need to beat the pantsu, and you need to help me, and then you fight other pants, and you fight a bear pants, you fight I don't know what type of pants on, you fight various different types of pants, and you meet a very interesting cast of other people who I have no clue what their deal is, and they are obsessed with pants, underpants, and yeah, I just played through the story mode, and then you meet this guy, and then apparently this guy is the evil pantsu, and you have to beat this guy who turns into a really weird pants. It's like tentacle pants. I know, lace tentacle pants. It's I really don't know. It's a weird game, okay? And the controls and the aiming, it's horrible. So I could only beat this game, not even playing with my regular pants, right? I could only beat this game while playing with, where is she? With the devil pants. So there's this devil pants. You'll see it in the B-roll that I'm gonna put over this, hopefully. I could only beat it with the devil pants, because the devil pants has certain moves, right? Which helps me better attack the creatures, and it also helps me heal and those kind of, because oh yeah, it's not a devil, it's a vampire. So there's like this move where you can suck the energy out of other pants. Oh my god, how am I gonna explain it? I'm sorry, Mom. Okay, it looked fun because again, I like the premise, like you turn into underpants, right? And you need to save the world or whatever. I like those concepts, right? I like weird concepts, as long as they just make the story also fun and weird and give you something to, you know, like laugh about with the characters. But it's just that I couldn't bond with any of them. I was like, well, what am I playing? Why am I playing this? It's good to have this in my collection, okay? Because then I can talk about it and I can say, this is weird. This is a weird game. There's apparently also an online mode, and you can buy extra pants. You can win extra pants. I don't care. I just rolled credits on the story mode. I beat the evil pantsu, the guy dude, and all pants live happily ever after now. And I really can't tell anything else about it. I beat this in 2 hours. I was done with it. I was like, you know what? That's gonna go in the Beat It games, and I'm never gonna play that game again. Well, there's also like a versus mode, so it might be fun to play with somebody else. You can beat each other up in underpants. I don't know. The premise had so much potential. It had so much potential, and they threw it all away. They threw it all away. So, woohoo. Luckily, I was playing another game, which is called, and this game is awesome. Everybody needs to get it. It's a 10 out of 10. I'm already telling you this. That is Samurai Maiden. Yes, it is a hack and slash visual novel Yuri game. Yes, you heard it here. Yes, and it actually features a real kiss. Well, it's the kiss of life, but who cares, okay? It features a lot of cuddling and a lot of tickling and a lot of funny interactions and blushing, and everybody loves the main protagonist. It has, by the way, a very sad ending. Why do all Yuri stories, games, whatever, have sad endings? Why when two girls like each other? Why do I always end up sad? You know what? Why can I not have a happy ending? Without spoiling too much, because I might make a separate video on this one, because it is so good. And I loved every second of it, because like I said, it's a hack and slash. So it is very story heavy. So there's a lot of storyline, but there is also like, let's go and slash some demons, which I love, right? I love the combination of having a lot of story narrative, but also just being like, okay, you know what? Let's go grind. Let's go kick some ass. And I love it. This is the perfect combination. And there's also a lot of platforming actually in it, which I know, right? So it's hack and slash, it's platforming, it's visual novel. It really has everything in it. So let me tell you a bit about the story. I've written it down, right, so that we can understand what this is going about. So it's a hack and slash about a high school girl named Tsugumi, who is transported back into the past to fight the evil demon lord. She meets in her quest to defeat the demon lord 3 other girls, Io, an orphan shinobi, and adopted by Nobunaga Oda, which is a famous historical character. She meets Hagane, half human, half machine, and a Komumi, who is half human, half fox. All of them had a dream in which they saw that Tsugumi is the priestess of harmony and is the one who can save not only her own world, but also their worlds, because apart from the other 2 come from other worlds, that she can also save their worlds in beating the demon lord. And yeah, during her quest in, the demon lord, and I'm not gonna spoil that yet, because things happen, okay? And we get a plot twist along the way. They also meet 2 other characters who have been deceased and who are fighting against you. They are also historical characters. And yeah, it's a quite interesting story. It mixes fiction with some real life characters. And what I like about this is you have 2 modes in it. Well, how do you say that? 2 modes. So you have the storyline, but next to the storyline, if your characters are leveled up, because yes, there is leveling up, so there is grinding, and I love grinding. Once your characters level up, and the leveling up is that their affection is raised for Tsugumi, is they unlock certain things in Tsugumi's phone. And once they unlock, they can also unlock a bubble. And in that bubble you play together with the character where you have the affection for, and where you have unlocked, of course, the scene in your phone with. And then you go into that bubble. That bubble is heavily platform level. And once you have completed that bubble, your affection is raised with the character, which unlocks either a special move or makes you be able to do more of a certain move. And yeah, I really love the skill leveling in this. And the skill leveling in this really is how many times Tsugumi chooses one of the girls as her main pairing partner in the game, and then that raises their affection level. And every 5 or every 10 levels that is raised, a new story or picture unlocks in Tsugumi's phone. And with each and every picture that you unlock, you get a piece of storyline, and you get, like I said, either you get an additional skill set or a bubble unlocks, which, gives you more insight in the bond that Tsugumi has with the various other 3 main characters. And I love this game. You go first through the normal mode, and then once you have completed the game, you can also go to hard mode and expert mode. It doesn't add anything to the storyline. So you go through the storyline. I went through the complete storyline. I also went through all the bubbles, and yeah, it's such a great story, and it's so much fun. And like I said, it combines everything that I like. I like visual novels, but I also like hack and slash, and I kind of also like platforming. And there were some platforming which had me, kind of a bit frustrated, but that is okay. The boss levels were hard. So the boss fights, And especially the boss fights with particular characters were kind of difficult. So yeah, I did not beat them in one go. I really had to, you know, like go back into that level, up my up my skills, up my affection with some of the characters in order to be able to beat the bosses. So it can be sometimes challenging. The worlds itself, the levels itself, they are not a challenge, okay? It's a walk in the park because you just hack and slash. And if you know how to use the other characters and which characters are best to use for which type of enemies, it's a walk in the park. And also the platforming in the normal story mode levels, that's just a walk in the park. Let me tell you that. That's a walk in the park. The bubbles, a bit more difficult. But some of the boss fights, I think, you know, I think I was being lazy. Because I was being spoiled. Because the other bosses and the battles in the levels weren't that difficult. They were really easy. And I'm not the best of gamers, right? I do play a lot of hack and slash. And I do like grinding and getting my stats up and everything. And I did get the hang of the battle system quite fast. But yeah, like I said, it was pretty easy. Except for certain boss levels. And the final boss. It took me 3 times before I could beat it, okay? I was not happy with that. Because that's a long boss battle, I can tell you that. So, if you have to start all over again, do you know how frustrated I was? That boss fight. That end boss fight, I was like... So, after the 3rd time, I beat it. Because I finally figured out what I had to do, right? Which combinations I had to use. Because if you don't use the combination, you're dead. Okay, you're dead. You're instantly dead. Because if he hits you, half of your life is gone. So, avoiding getting hit and using the, you know, like your other characters, their skill sets. Definitely do that. And try to also avoid all the other nitty-gritty characters that are running around trying to kill you. Yeah, so like I said, the end boss was kind of frustrating, but oh well. 3rd time, it worked. This is a 10 out of 10. You know what? I'm sorry, I love it. I would replay this game. You know, like in a year or 2, I would replay this because this is just so much fun. And even though I know the complete story, look. This is definitely a replay game. So yeah, if you are into hack and slash, visual novels, Yuri games, you like a bit of platforming, definitely get this one. Get Samurai Maiden. Okay, we're down to the final 2, and those final 2 I actually completed when I was traveling. Well, when I was in the plane to Japan and back from Japan again. So yeah, they're kind of small games. So the first one is Cooking Debut. Basically, this is one of those mobile games where you play as a chef who joins a cafe, and you need to up your skills, and yeah, you just cook food. You do specific types of activities. You make money. You unlock new areas, and you unlock new recipes. And yeah, I'm there that I've unlocked everything in the cafe. I have every recipe that is there. And yeah, let me show you the inside. It's kind of boring. There's nothing there. And yeah, I cannot say a lot about this game other than this is a game which you give your kids. And I love kids games, okay? But this really, it was fun to play in a plane, okay? This was a good game to play when you're on a long trip and your brain power is on less than 5%, right? You can just breathe and you can kind of move because you're in a plane, so you cannot move a lot, right? So your movement is like only like this or up and down if there's turbulence. and you just want to play something mind-numbing, play this game. Play Cooking Debut. Yeah, it's fun, right? They put also the Instagram element in it, so you put your picture of the food that you made, you put it on Instagram, and you get likes and you get followers, and that's how you expand your business, right? With likes and follows. It's cute, but it's no Cooking Mama. I like Cooking Mama more. I thought it was going to be more of a Cooking Mama type of game, but no. This is just a mobile game ported to the Switch, and that's it. It's fine. I'm not going to sell it or anything, right? It's fine for having it in my collection. You know, if you want to play, you know, mind-numbing game, go get this one. I think it's quite cheap also, so yeah. It is what it is. And then the final game that I beat in February, which was, you know, like on my way back from Japan. That is Panic in Sweetsland. And this game has... I just hit myself. And this game had so much potential, but it fell flat. Hear me out, okay? I love this game. I love it. Okay, it's cute. It's adorable. It's a side-scrolling action game featuring magical girls who need to save, you know, like need to save Sweetsland or Syphilis Land. It's a difficult name. I'll put the name here. So they need to save that land, and Puffy comes along and, you know, like says, "Hey, I need your help to save the queen and save the land." And yeah, well, you are a patisserie baker, and you want to learn more about sweets and be the best. And this is your best friend and also your rival. Her name is Mint. Her name is Lime. And yeah, you set off to rescue Sweetsland. And yeah, you come across various boss levels. And the boss fights are... there we go. Can't see us at the back. The various bosses are actually the owners of the lands that you are visiting, or the main people that live in that particular land. And they have been turned evil by an evil entity. And yeah, you need to beat them, and you need to, you know, like... relinquish the evil in order to save Sweetsland. But yeah, it's only a couple of levels. It's only a couple of boss fights. And yeah, then you end up, you know, in the Queen's lands, and then you fight the Queen because she's turned evil. Then you fight the evil Demon Lord. And then it's done. That's it. That's the game. Took me 2.5 hours to beat it, and it was done. It has a nice inside, though. Oh, gosh. This had so much potential, right? So it's really fun. So, like I said, it's a side-scrolling adventure game where you can, you know, like switch between these two characters, fight your way along and save the world. I wish it was longer. I really do wish it was longer and it had a bit more storyline. So I'm not gonna spoil, you know, like why things have gone, why they had panic in Sweetsland. But the ending is funny, right? But I'm just sad that it was such a short game. Do I recommend this one? Well, the thing is, it would have been an 8 out of 10 if it wasn't that short. That's why I'm making it a 7 out of 10. Because it's just too short. And I paid, I don't know, it was in another pickups video, so somewhere there tells me how much I paid for it. Let me check. I also put it in my... okay, I paid 32 euros for it. Is it worth 32 euros? Well, you always pay a 10 euros markup because it's a Switch game. So it would be a 22... No, it's not a 22 euro game. No. It's a max a 10 euros game, but not a 22 euros game. But it's cute. Okay, and it's something unique, and yeah, okay, what can I say? I'm happy that I have it. I'm happy that I played it. I wish it was longer. But then again, you know what? Having some games which are just sweet and short, you know what, can also be rewarding. Would I replay this again? No. I would not replay it again. I'm sorry. It's not replay worthy. It's fun to play it one time. I will lend it out to people who want to play it, you know, enjoy it. And because it's not worth paying for it, so much for it. If it is in a bargain bin, grab it. But if you pay as much as I paid, don't do it. It's too expensive. It is cute. Let's be honest. This cover and this inside, that's what triggered me, right? This is what triggered me to buy it. I'm a sucker for art. But yeah. So yeah, that is all the games I completed in February. That doesn't mean that's all the games I played in February, because I am playing, I'm playing currently, well, the other one, right? Part 2 of, yeah, you want those games. And I'm also playing Everlasting Flower, which is a visual novel. And I'm also playing Atelier Marie, which I'm nearing the completion of. I'm in my... I still have a year and a half to go of the 5 years. So that's going to be a March game that I will complete. I think the other 2 I will also complete. And then, I don't know, I'm looking at my list of 50 games that I still want to complete in 2025. So yeah, one of those I'm going to pick up after that. Yeah, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, I say, miss you, love you, bye-bye.